November 24th, 2023, Black Friday. But I'm not going to talk about that. Yesterday, the trip went well. I made it there and back again with no driving difficulties. I just, made sure I knew the exit number again because I always forget what that exit number is. It's 37. And but for some reason I get the numbers transposed, and then I start second guessing myself on what it actually is, and I don't know. So I needed to see it again on a map, and it's like, okay, that's what it is. Okay, got it. And then that's what I look for, and then yep, little confusion, but there's always some confusion. And I got there, and I didn't see anybody, and I knew they were home, but I thought for a second before they actually noticed that I was there that I could walk around and take some video or pictures and have that to, kind of show off or share if I wanted to, if I got anything interesting. But it's kind of, to me it's, because I've been there so many times, I know what it looks like, and I know the way it looks at this time of year, and it's just kind of meh. It's nothing very, to me, interesting. And I took one little small video, and I was like, eh. And I just thought, well, hopefully I'll get something later, because I shouldn't just, be there by myself. I should make myself known and say hi. So I just went ahead and went on in, and, surprised. They knew where I was, coming over, but the dog had not noticed and alerted them. So I'm heading up the stairs already up to the main floor, and I, had to announce myself because I didn't want the dog to be surprised. So I just, announced myself coming up the stairs, and the dog was, of course, startled, and started making a scene, and dogs. And so that was the whole thing with that process of being greeted by the dog, and the dog still has a lot of excess energy, and just that greeting process. And my stepmom was up there, and so we talked for a little bit, and visited, and then my dad was out in his work barn working on one of his projects. So I saw that he was out there because I could tell by the smoke that was rising from the chimney. So he was busily working on something. So after about 10 minutes or so, it was suggested, and I'd go out there because he probably lost track of time, and just went out there to go say hi, and then see what happened from there. And it was a pretty regular Thanksgiving. Nothing extraordinary. Just the regular kind of ordinary, which is still good. And we went for a walk and talked about this and that, and I didn't really have much of a chance to take too many videos because the conversation just kept going. There was no good pause for me to stop or excuse myself and then start taking video, because I wouldn't want there to be talking over the video, and I'm only out there once a year, so it's not about me, it's about family, and so I just was like, there'll be another time, and I'll just enjoy the conversation and the company, and just spend time with my dad, and just appreciating that what is right now will not always be, and now will never come again. So be in the moment, be present. And so, sometimes I forget, and so, but yesterday I didn't, and I just put my phone away, and just, videos can wait. I can make more, I can make them at any time, and I don't know. So that's what I did, and got back to the house, and food was still being cooked, and sat down and had I enjoyed some jasmine infused green tea, um, because we were talking about how I was talking about how I'd been giving up coffee, and it turns out my dad has kind of been doing the same thing, um, and they've been drinking more tea at their house, and so they have like a lot more tea selection, and so yeah, and so that was interesting, and also for whatever reason, they had some kimchi, which I have never tried before, to my knowledge, but I've always been curious about. It's that fermented cabbage with some sort of shrimp or fish oil uh, stock of some kind that gives it some sort of like fishy flavor, which I like. And so they had it, and I was like, they had, 'cause it's also spicy. And so I immediately was like, oh yeah, I'll try that. And it's like, yeah, it was really good. And yeah, so I kind of thought I'd like that, and I did. And then the meal was, turkey and green beans, mashed potatoes, stuffing, um, sweet potato casserole with a pecan praline topping, um, and rolls. So for only 3 people, it was more than enough, and I ate a decent amount. Nothing too, uh, not too much, not to where I felt, you know, uncomfortable, because I don't like knowing, I don't, that uncomfortable feeling from being too full, because I still had to, drive back and then be at work in a couple hours. And then, yeah, so it was a good trip. And they invited me out for New Year's, which they do every year, but, I've never made it out there on New Year's, just because it's sometimes it's the weather, and sometimes it's just my mood, and sometimes it's because with work, it's like I work at midnight nowadays, and then just the travel back and forth with needing to be back here, and then I don't know, it gets difficult or challenging for me sometimes to navigate and negotiate time, schedules, and things like that. And then also with it being New Year's, I don't know. I try to be more aware of driving, especially when it's you know, there could be a lot of impaired drivers out. Of course, there could be a lot of impaired drivers out on any day, um, especially like Friday or Saturday nights. And I'm pretty good about, watching and being aware of other vehicles and their patterns and how fast they're going, and kind of keeping my distance from anybody that looks like they're more erratic than others, or things like that. But made it back and got to work on time, and it was a good day. It was fairly quiet, and actually left early because it was so quiet, and got out of there before most of the customers even had a chance to show up, for Black Friday, even though where I work doesn't really have anything special going on for the day. But nearby stores and retailers have all sorts of deals and sales and things which I'm not aware of or care much about, because as far as things go, I have enough things, and I don't really need any more things. There's nothing that I'm really looking to purchase, or need to complete me, basically, as far as like items and merchandise and low prices. Um, it's like one of my jokes is I don't even own a TV. And it's not because I can't afford a TV, it's just I don't want one. Um, I spent enough of my life when I was younger. That's what I did. I just watched TV. I did other things, of course, but TV was a part of my life, and I spent hours just watching TV and was on a schedule to watch certain things at certain times. Um, I could have been doing something else, but I didn't imagine myself doing anything else. So I didn't do anything else. And so nowadays it's like I have, at least if I don't have a TV, I'm not tempted to watch it and then find out what's going on. So I do feel a bit detached um, from the rest of, popular culture because I don't know what's going on with TV and movies and music very much at all. Some things do cross my peripheral vision, and I might or might not investigate, but especially sometimes with music, I'll pay attention. But with TV and movies, very little actually gets my attention and sparks my interest. It's like, yep, that looks like, it's like, yeah, I'm sure it's a good movie and everything, but, I don't know. I'm alone in all these matters, so it's like I'd be alone to watch it, and I wouldn't have anybody to talk to about it, and I could mention it to people at work, but then at work I consider that work, so I'm supposed to, I've got stuff to do. Um, so I don't know, but I don't think I really had that much to talk about today. I just wanted to kind of give some more thought into what the short was about.